Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are going to be taking a look here at Kingdom 13 and giving you a little bit of lay of the land on how things are going here so far. We'll read you some feedback that we've got from some players in the Kingdom, and then we're also going to take a look and see if maybe there's any fighting going on, right? We'll also show you some of the leaderboards and some of the current stats of the Kingdom as well. So this should be a good one, as usual. Let's first start off by giving you an overview, a map overhead, lay of how the territory is currently distributed. Now, in Kingdom 13, when I was, I think, coming here before, I believe green is Viz, yeah. So the approach here was that we had, from what I understand, Viz at one point, being green, was in Zone 3. Now they are not in Zone 3. It's Saga, XLOS, Gekka. I think those are the three that we're seeing. We can confirm that too as well, right? So that one's Gekka. Let's look at this one. Saga and LOS. So you got three alliances, Saga, LOS, Gekka. And then I'm assuming probably the same here. All right, so Gekka has that pass. XLOS has that pass. Okay, no one's capped this southeastern pass. Interesting. I wonder whose territory that is. That's Will's territory, which I'm assuming probably is the same up here, right? Let's go. Oh, it is Will. Okay. Yeah, so that was Will's. Okay. So we got three alliances here that are in Zone 3. We have who capped? So Gekka ended up capping Flame Dragon. Ooh, congrats to them. And let's take a look now and look at what some of the leaderboards look like before we get to some of that feedback. So boards here in 13, we got Krovax as the number one player here, 24.3, almost 0.4 mil. Gekka. You got what, top four there? Looks like number 5 is different. Top 4 though is all Gekka. Number 2 Dooms, number 3 Medusa. And then we got XOLS, Viz, one of the Viz players. Okay. Let's look at some personal merits. How are we doing here? So, okay, decent bit of fighting there. One of the Viz players fighting a lot. Bakanon fighting. Wow. Thanos fighting. Argalon. Wow, dude, they got a lot of fighters in Viz. Cool. Okay. Let's look at hull level. So we got 325s here. 2 Gekka, 1 LOS. Resource. Wow, geez, man. Shout out to Dio here, man. Almost 1 billion resources here from Kingdom 13. That's pretty nice. We got Gekka Skybeams number 2, Gekka Quant Tree number 3, Dragon Trail. Oh, we already got a couple people that have this max at 279. Let's see how many people. Wow, this is decent actually. So they got 64 players so far that have 2 that are just waiting. Okay, here we go. Alliance power. So we got Gekka at 1.13 billion. We got Viz at 645. So a little more than half for Viz when comparing with Gekka. I'd say they have 4 alliances that seem to be decently active. LS is number 5, probably not so much. Yeah, member count's pretty low there. For the 400, yeah, I mean I'd still argue active, but just not fully, right? Wow, even with Viz too as well. I'm sure that probably is part of the fighting that's been going on, though. Gekka is probably probably trying to funnel, I would imagine, quite a bit. Let's look at towers, 227, 182, 161. Alliance merits, here we go. Dude, Viz are some fighters, man. From what I understand, it was a 1v3. I think it was 1v1 in pockets with Viz and Gekka, but from what I understand, Saga and XLOS were participating. And so to see that Viz just has more points based on, them being half power, and I don't know how close they were in power before when everything started, but this is pretty dope, man, to see an alliance that is that active and and participating that much in the PvP. That's great engagement when you just look across the board. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into some of the feedback here that we've been getting. So this should be some good stuff. So, as always, right, I like to try and keep everything anonymous for the most parts, right? I always, let me preface this, right, before I start reading and anyone else reads some information, is that, right, all of the feedback here I always make sure that I let every player know now when I'm messaging those who want to give feedback, that just making them aware that I may share this in a video. So the way they're writing this to me is with the understanding that I may publicly show this, right? I always like to be upfront about that. So that way, if they want to word something a specific way, they have the opportunity to. So I'm not going to read all of them. However, one of these here, this doc, for anyone who wants to read this, I mean, this is pretty cool. And I'll show this doc off too as well, because the person spent a good bit of time on it. But to read one, here we have, in a simple and short summary, this Viz alliance led by the arrogant and proud kid, shots being fired. Tio is too greedy, want to have everything destroyed. The whole Kaltia, XLOS, Viz, and Gekka were in a union at the time. I propose that big alliances will have equal behemoths for their rewards. XLOS getting half of the behemoths we can't get from Lorcan, and half on Hollandale, just to get complete behemoths. But this Viz, being Viz and greedy, they wanted the whole of Hollandale, but that's not the end. Before war started in Zone 3, we offered Viz peace and union, so people will have more time to go for Season 2. But what they wanted is the dragon, not a merge of alliances to help take down the dragon so greedy. Put in intro 13, Viz betrays everyone. Put an intro for their own sake. Well, they betrayed the server already when they started attacking people in Kaltia, destroying everything. We had basically Viz, XLOS, and Gekka had an agreement in which Alliance would take one Zone 2 of the kingdom, but when it arrived in Zone 2, XLOS betrayed the agreement with Gekka and started to spread that there was no agreement. They came up with the lost. They came up and lost the first war, came together in Zone 3, and the war is on until the end. They have prints and talk of the agreement, but unfortunately half of the alliance of Gekka and racists only know how to curse monkeys. Well, there will be one last war, Viz, Gekka, XOLS, and Saga. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this one here. I think I just have to re-click on it to open it up, right? So, and again, this person took a lot of time to write this up, and I love that I'm saving these, so in case I ever need to go back and just look at history, this, I almost feel like I'm the bookkeeper, right? Like I'm Father Time, so to speak, where I'm able to go through or keep a lot of these archived. So just any time, right? If somebody wants something, I'm always going to have these saved on a doc for the history of all the kingdoms and how they started out. So, that way I can maybe go back and do some, compilations or whatever it may be. I just think it's nice to have that information and read through so I can be a little bit more in tune as well with the kingdoms. So, again, right, you have like a chapter 1 here, right, the Southern Pass. We have War of Kaltia, Prosperity in the Northern Region, the Eastern Invasion, Zolan's Oath, and then we have like power rankings during this period, right? So Viz was 1. This is pretty cool to show, right? Viz 1, XOS, IMO. I really like how this person did this one. And then he goes and then they go chapter 2, Union Breakdown, the retake of Zolan, Battle of Wildwood Bridge, Treaty of Lorcan, Fire still burns the land, and then you have power rankings during that period. Right, so you can see those switching, but Viz, Gekka, I think, was climbing there a little bit, right? They were 5, now 3. Viz still 1. Chapter 3, Retreat, Empire of the West, Eastern Union. And again, this person updated this a little over a week ago, prior to them sending me it. Chapter 4, Race Towards the Dragon, and the Peace Offer, the Battle for Control of Dragon. Right, and we'll read some of this last part, right? So it says, the proposal of Viz was not well received by the Council of the Union. It will cause betrayal from within. By this time, XLS and Saga have finished building their fort inside the Lower Dragon. The Union started its defenses. Gekka started building a tower. Viz noticed that someone destroyed the tower. Gekka positioned cities near the construction so that builders have a place to retreat when a behemoth is summoned. A crucial battle ensued. The full force of Viz against the Union. Viz started their assault by summoning a behemoth. Gekka's builder ran inside the cities, while the defense pummeled and attackers on the right side. Union members were instructed to not attack the behemoth so that cavalry could taunt it and move it away from the battlefield. Continued for an hour, exhausting all of Viz's summons, demoralizing its members, and empowering the Union's members. Viz failed to stop the construction and was pushed back due to lack of RSS and stamina. The Union built flags beside Viz's towers while simultaneously destroying towers and barricades. Viz was unable to repel the attack of the 3 alliances and was expelled out of the Dragon area. And so, again, obviously this only goes up to a certain point. But I'm sure you more or less kind of get the gist of it all. And with that in mind, I don't know. Let's take a look and just see if maybe there's any fighting that's going on now. I'm not sure, right? So let's just go look at some of the Battlefront. So here's one. Let's see here. Oh, wow. So it looks like there is. I don't know if there's any fighting, but let's see here. So you got... So Gekka is still destroying. Let's see. This has to be a couple... So 11 minutes until that one's done. And they're destroying... I think this is a keep. So they got 50 minutes on that keep. And... Oh, wow. So you actually have some Viz players here. Wonder if maybe they'll be doing something. Who knows? Oh, is this Malake? Malake? Is that what that is? Malake? Oh, yeah. This is if he's doing a thing on the Key and Peele skit from the classroom, that's pretty funny. So, a little bit of a fight here. Yeah, and see, this is my thing that I talk about often, right? I would love for like when you go out and you attack someone where they have to then come and attack you, right? They have to choose to attack you. So you can basically go out and hit people for free. And then the only way that they'll do damage to your attacking unit is if they then click on your unit to attack it, or they click and hold and drag their unit to attack your unit. So very small note, but that's really what I would love to see happening, right? So it's more engaged in that front. I also would love for them just to, and again, I'm iffy on the counterattack. It's something I might talk about in a later video, but because part of me feels like they just need to remove it completely. But then the other side of it is, how impactful can infantry be maybe without the counterattack? Maybe the again, I don't know, right? That's just something I need to think about a little bit more. However, I do like the idea of like you have to, if it's ranged on ranged, for something like that, archers, celestials, or mages, and they're attacking each other, right? They shouldn't just automatically attack because they're being attacked, right? You have to actually select them and then tell them who to go and fight. Otherwise, they should just take free damage. Like that to me is where we'd have a little bit more true skill. So it's not just, constantly doing, it just auto engages you in battle. To me, it's just too much of a handicap. So anyways, we have a front right there that's being attacked. Then if we go to the bear, I don't think anything's being done on the bear. I don't think they're building anymore, so nothing's being built here. So let's go see. Here is more Viz. Let me see if they're building anything up to this. Nope, so they're not building anything there. They're not going out this way, which would be an opportunity to do something. They have some players, but I don't know where they're going. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it looks like... Yeah. I mean, so there's a bridge up here. Are they building towards... Or I should say pass. I wonder if they're building towards this pass. No. So they're not building towards the pass either, which is interesting. Now, and they have something over here. This is curious. So are they doing this to build territory somewhere? Or what are they doing over here? Unless maybe they just lost this? Okay, maybe. Maybe they did. Let me see. Is anyone trying to hit them from one? Because that could be something too. If they wanted to try and place or plant flag. So it doesn't look like it. So Viz is pretty much there. It doesn't look like they're anywhere else on the map. Green-wise. Okay. So that's pretty much, I guess, the lay of the land then. Obviously, congrats to Gekka for grabbing Dragon. Let's see what they did real quick on damage, just while we're here and looking. Come on, we can do it. Thank you. So, here we go. So you got Promdi, 266 damage, Beta 262, 242 from Guess Who. And then let's look at... You got, what, maybe you had 5 tanks here? with Doomsby, Kipley, Swazi Moon. Let me see. They had 59 people do over 100k damage. They had 17 people do over 200k. And then they had 72 people do over 50k damage. Okay, not bad. Not bad. All right, good stuff. Well, look, fam, that's going to be it for me on this one. If you are in Kingdom 13 and you know and you want to get, any more of a POV from your approach, how did things go down? What did or maybe did not happen, right? Speak to the accuracy or not of what we talked about from the feedback that was given, or want to just throw anything else in, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll have to see how 13 continues to play out. Again, if we look at, and the one thing I do want to take a look at real quick is just what Titan's Legacy, right? That's the one thing here. How much time do they have left on their Titan's Legacy, which I have to go here for this one. Season, so they got 13 days left until their Titan's Legacy runs out, and then, you know, hopefully they might get word, depending on the kingdoms. If they end up doing 7 through 10, then we're looking at 11 through 14, right? So 7 through 10, I think, is the next batch that we're really going to be considering. But for this one, which could be 11 through 14, right? A week, 2 weeks, until maybe we hear something in regards to any merge, at least at the earliest. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's going to do it for us this time. So as always, I hope you enjoy. Until next time, I will catch you later.